In the quiet village of Ezi, nestled in Aniocha North Local Government Area of Delta State, lies the story of a man the world has all but forgotten. A man who dared to defy tradition, challenge colonial structures, and became a symbol of spiritual rebellion at a time when to convert to Christianity was not just controversial, but definitely dangerous. This is not just the story of Reverend Father Paul Obodoechine Emechete. It is the untold chronicle of West Africa's first indigenous Catholic priest. And in this episode of Everything Sociology, we journey through history, colonial resistance, faith, and the soul of a people searching for new light in a dark world. Please remember to kindly subscribe to this channel. My name is Odi Godwin Agbaka. Born in 1888, Paul Emechete came into a world completely dominated by traditional worship. His father was a strict polygamous traditionalist, a man feared and respected in equal measures. Christianity in that world was not just alien, it was a taboo. In fact, it was an insult to ancestral spirit, a rejection of deep-rooted identity. But in 1895, everything changed. At just 7 years old, young Paul encountered the Italian missionary Reverend Father Carlo Zappa during a mass in Ezi. That meeting, a brief, unexpected but life-altering one, lit a fire in his heart, a fire that would burn with purpose for the rest of his life. Paul's conversion didn't come easy. He was ostracized and threatened. In a home where Christianity was an abomination, Paul would leave unannounced to attend Mass, fully aware of the consequences, but he was relentless. He began his journey under the mentorship of a catechist from Onitsha named Biose. He moved to Ila, then Asaba, climbing the academic ladder with lightning speed, from Standard 1 to Standard 6, in just 3 years, a feat that caught the attention of the Catholic hierarchy. Paul was not just smart, he was exceptional, deeply reflective, multilingual, spiritually disciplined, and a whole lot more. He wasn't meant to just be a catechist. The church saw in him something greater. A boy born in the heart of Africa would soon find his name whispered in far-off Ireland. Bishop Broderick, seeing his promise, wrote to the Vatican. The response was swift. Paul was to be trained for priesthood, but the journey was far from over. His father, on his deathbed, converted to Christianity. This particular act, a dying man's final declaration of faith, marked a turning point. The entire Emechete family converted at the end, and the backlash from their community was so intense. Excommunication, isolation, name it, yet they stood strong. In 1919, Paul was ordained in Lagos after a 5-day journey by boat and land, a trip few Nigerians of that time would ever make. By October that year, at St. Joseph Catholic Church in Asaba, he was officially ordained a deacon. At last, West Africa had its first indigenous Catholic priest. But more than that, it had a revolutionary, a man who spoke Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. Today, Ezi is home to over a dozen priests and many reverend sisters. They all trace their spiritual heritage back to one man, Mr. Uche Emechete, a proud descendant. They call him an Iroko, a tree so tall and strong it shades the forest beneath it. And yet, Paul Emechete's story is barely known beyond church walls. There are no public monuments, no history books celebrate his defiance, courage, and deep spirituality. Maybe except one. Thank you for watching, and this is Everything Sociology 24. My name is Udi Godwin Angbaka. Please remember to like, to share, and subscribe. And leave a comment if you believe stories like Reverend Father Paul Emechete should be told in schools, churches, and communities across Africa, and certainly beyond.